Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World. And in this video I'm going to go over again the ignition weapon topic. I made a few changes to my spreadsheet and I'm going to go over those in this video as well. I decided to make another video on this topic just because a lot of people are still confused and I think my spreadsheet is not clear enough and could lead people to make some bad decisions or just not know where to get the information they need in a specific moment, I would say. If you have any improvement ideas or anything like that, please let me know in the comments down below. I will check them and then try to implement whatever seems reasonable. Now, the three tabs that I changed, and some of you that are looking at my spreadsheet frequently might have already noticed, I changed the name of the tabs. Before it was just like ignition weapons, then setups, then ignition weapons, something else, I don't remember. Now I try to break it down in a more clear way. So early game, the presets, and then the late game. Now, why I did that is that because, like in my opinion, it makes more sense in the early game to focus more on getting the right pieces leveled up. Like you see here, you see slot 1 to 5, which ones you should focus on more early on. And then you also want to use the same set on as many units as you can so that you don't waste ignition weapons resources that are really, really scarce early on. So this is the kind of information you will get from the early game tab. Then we have the presets tab where I try to provide a list of good sets you could try to build in general. And then we have the late game tab when there is more information on sort of best in slot, but even then it's not really the best because ignition weapons are highly, highly, highly situational. So on a unit in one specific fight, you might run, I don't know, a Rihanna set. On another one, you might run an idea set, or I don't know. Just to say that it depends also on the fight, but in the late game tab, there are more options and maybe a bit more insight, I would say, on some of the units. So yeah, this is just the idea over the three tabs. If you have any other suggestions as to, I don't know, change this kind of tab, or if one of them is not needed, I can maybe try to move the information in one of the other two. I have no idea. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So for now, I will start with the early game tab. As I said here, you will see a bit more focus on which slot you want to upgrade first. I will say that this is not really that important because you will want to focus on getting few sets to plus 20 anyway, like every single piece. And then you want to use those sets, as I said before, on as many units as you can. When you are in those multi-deck battles, like starting from floor 16, you will have two teams battles, and then from floor 21, 3, from floor 31, 4. Once you win one of those, once one of your teams wins, you can then move the ignition weapons they were using over to some other units. Okay, that's why presets were really a requested feature, and it's a really, really important one to have. This means you want to focus on like 5, 6, 7 presets that you can then move around your units as needed. And that's going to be the focus of the presets tab. For now here, I will just mention in general which kind of preset you want to use on which unit. Here you won't find the best set for said unit. You will just find a generic set that works early on, and that's good for that, like for low investment ignition weapon sets. If you don't have a lot of resources, you just started, those are the sets you kind of want to focus on, I would say. There are some that are a bit weird, like you will see some that are just specific to a couple of units, like for example, these magic peers without resistances. I would not recommend it in general, I would say. I would just say go with resistances anyway. if you are still early on in the game. These with magic peers are better maybe in some scenarios, but no need to stress and build a set only for a couple of units. Try to build sets that can be used on 4 or more units in general. Okay. So yeah, this is just information you will see here. The priority might not be up to date. I didn't really pay too much attention. I would say for the unlock priority, refer to the exclusive achievement tab. You obviously want to get the carries to +20 exclusive achievement first, then your key units like a possible Karaka or some supports. You can get those to +20 and then leave the rest for later. Exclusive achievements are really a pain, like you will get low resources early on, and then later on you will get more and more. You will get to a point where you can just upgrade whoever you want. So just patience, guys. Don't worry too much. Focus on your carries first, and then the key units, and you'll be fine. Now over the preset tab, here maybe I can also change here instead of setup preset name. Here I made a couple of changes. I added a priority. Before it was only priority 1 and 2. I also added priority 3 just to refer to the sets I would build first in general, and then all the other more tech ones or just less useful sets, or more for late game purposes, let's say. Here I also added a use by column just to give more information also compressed here, just to give you guys an idea also to which units you can run that set on, just additional information in case it's useful. And obviously you also see the substat recommendation here, which substats you want to look for. I made some changes here. I reevaluated how important effect resistance is. So you will see in basically all the resistance sets, you will see effect resistance as one of the key stats you want to look for. Okay, that is really, really important to dodge the annoying like resistance reductions that the enemies have. Now, the most important sets early on, I think, are physical peers with resistances main stats on a Bergamot set. Bergamot mainly because it's the easiest set to build, and early on, lifesteal plus the heal that you get from the 4-piece effect are really, really important for survivability. But later on, these sets will just be replaced with others. Really, you won't need as much lifesteal as you once did in the early game. And this set is also used by one of the 2 main carries that we have, that are Joaquin and Iwa. So the 2 priority sets are L, that is used by Iwa, Bergamot with physical pierce, substat, and resistance is main stat. You will see here like slot 4 is resistances, slot 5 is resistances, and then you see the priority of the substat is physical pierce. So those 2 are the highest priority ones because they are used by your 2 carries. So get those 2 sets first, and you'll be fine. The L Magic Peer set is used by a ton of units. As you can see here, I listed just a few. I'm sure there are more, but yeah, for sure, Viol, that is likely going to be the 3rd carry that you're going to build. Collab Rachel, not many people will have her, but she's also using an L Magic Peer set. Iwa, as I just mentioned. Elizabeth, if you have the Collab Elizabeth, she's also a great carry with L, so really, really huge. Mashini, the SSR plus one. Sorry, the purple one, because they're both SSR plus units. Then we have Evankel. This is really tricky. Like for some of the units that have specific requirements, I tried to write them in the brackets. Here we see Evankel, Rainbow 5 with Michael and Support Warion. I hate that now I have to specify when it's Support Warion or Red Mask Warion. Damn it, but whatever. And then we have Yeonhee and Eden. Just as a few examples, I'm sure there are more. Then, as a lower priority, we have Magic Beers with resistances. This is used by Evankel, not really important for most free-to-play players. And we have Meliodas. Here I also wrote a note, if Meliodas is Rainbow 5, he's better with slot 5 Magic Beers. If he's not, I think I would run him if you really want to play him with resistances just so that he can survive a bit. And then Kunran, I also wrote as a note that he will be used with Upgrund later on, but he's the only unit that can run that set, so it's not really worth it overall to build. You can use it as a hybrid, like two-piece Upgrund is quite good to build together with some other sets. I didn't put any hybrid in the preset section. Let me know if you would like to also have some of those. I think it makes sense, but I have that kind of information in the late game tab, more or less, so it should be fine there, I think. But let me know what you think. So this is a lower priority one, just if you're building Kunran mainly. So it's not really that important. I could even probably lower the priority. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just bring it down to priority 3. Doesn't matter. To me, that's really not that important. Then we have, at this point, as priority 2, Rihanna with physical peers, because that's going to be used by some tech units that you will want to run in specific scenarios. Around when you get to floor 30-ish is when you will actually need this set built. So the units that are going to use it are going to be Misang for one-shotting purposes, Blarod, same thing, Kiseya, again, same thing. I also wrote support Warion because a guy from my alliance showed me a video of him testing out this funny tech, I would say. When you player with Michael, Michael is going to one-shot the highest attack unit if you place him correctly, and Warion is going to get enough energy to cast the special move as the first skill and then one shot one more unit. So it's quite the fun interaction. And they're using different set. Like Michael is using Rihanna Magic Pierce. She's using Rihanna Physical Pierce. So you can run both of them in the same team. That's quite a funny interaction, I would say. And maybe I also have to specify Rainbow 5 because, yeah, if she's not Rainbow 5, that doesn't work, but okay. Then we have a lot of other units, Vicente, regular Yuri, etc. And then the other sets that you would like to build for are Miongo is used by like your main tank, Karaka, Escanor as well. Maybe there are some better ones down the road, like you will see that those units are also mentioned in the Miongo effect resistance. This is more for the late game when you have a lot of resistances also coming from the 3 Essence facility. At that point, you can change some units to run with effect resistance. Okay. Before then, doesn't really matter. And then the other sets are just the support sets, the Rune and Doris with resistances. You can use them on a lot of units, so they're really, really good to have early on. I would say priority-wise, I would go Bergamot, L, Magic Pierce. To be honest, probably Miongo resistances over Rihanna because you will need this one first. So let me change the priority here. Because even though he's not used by that many units, but he's used by Karaka, and that guy becomes a whole different unit with this set. So probably would do that third, fourth, the Rihanna Physical Pierce, and then I would go with one Runda and one Doris set. Or just two Runda, up to you, depends. Doris is a bit more situational. So yeah. Some honorable mentions, let's say, that I added also recently are the idea with the resistances. This set is going to be better than Bergamot later on, once you have, again, resistances from the Dresden's facility, because most warriors that are normally running the Bergamot have access now to lifesteal on the Revolution Road. So you can just give them a bit of lifesteal. Once you get them to 100% resistances, they won't need that many anyway. So that's more than enough. And you will get more value out of the 65 effect resistance you have with the two-piece idea and also the second quick special move. So overall, that set is way better than Bergamot, but only if you can meet those requirements. If you have 100% resistances and you are later on in the game, you have Revolution Road unlocked for your warriors, then idea is better than Bergamot. Okay. Another one is Rayana with the resistances. You will see here that I'm also mentioning Escanor. That seems to be the best set on him, just for that AoE silence that he can do at the start of the battle, and then it doesn't really benefit from any other set in general. So that's a good one for him. Then we have Vicente, regular Yuri at low dupes. Shiliel, potentially, if you want to, is also a good option. You can run easily the physical pierce one, but yeah, for a more long-lasting kind of Shiliel, this is also an option. Then another mention would be the L set with resistances. This is used mainly by Edan, Gustang, and Ren, so not really that widely used, and all three of them are SSR plus units. And Ren also has a slight deviation from this, and that is it wants the slot 4 with effect resistance, but that's okay, just minor things. Also, the Doris Magic Pierce can be used by Data Machini, but I think only her, so whatever. I just mentioned it, but doesn't really make a lot of sense. So yeah, that's pretty much all you can see from the presets tab. I also added some information like main stats uh, with levels, etc., and also some ranges of the substats, just as general information, nothing much. Now the last tab is the late game tab. Here I changed a lot of hybrid sets with the release of the crit damage and the effect resistance sets. You will see that most of them have changed. We have a lot of effect resistance on most units that would run the resistances anyway, and also some more swiftness plus attack speed, some attack speed crit damage, swiftness crit damage, attack crit damage, these kind of combinations. I think now hybrid sets are a lot more valuable than before. You can run a lot of them instead of the Bergamot 4-piece. You could go 2-piece Bergamot, 2-piece, whatever you want, to be honest, like crit damage, effect resistance, attack. You can really mix and match them however you want. I try to give some best in slot options, but really you can mix them however you want, however you feel like it's the best option. Then I also, like for some units, for example, Ren, as I was mentioning before, you will see here effect resistance and physical resistance, because that guy can easily reach 100% resistances both for himself and the bull without the slot 4 magic pierce, magic resistance. So effect resistance is way better for him. It's going to make him way tankier in general, just to dodge those annoying reductions to the resistances. Then we have, I think also Kurdan I changed recently because it was pointed out by a guy on my Discord that I still had full resistances on Kurdan. And yeah, it doesn't really make sense because that guy gets 60% physical resistance and 50% magic resistance at the start of the battle. So you really need low amounts to get to the 100% cap. And that is quite easy to do for physical resistance. I think you need really like 10.75% from the 3 essence, and that's it. It will already have 100% resistances without slot 5, so you can run Magic Pierce for additional damage. I don't think it won't matter much, but still better than nothing. And then slot 4, it's a bit trickier to get to 100% resistances in the Magic, like in Magic Resistance, but you can definitely do it with the substats alone, and it will get a lot of benefits out of effect resistance. So yeah, really, really good. There are some kind of information like this here and there in this tab. If you see anything that doesn't make sense for you, let me know. Hit me up on Discord or in the comment section down below. I always try to keep things updated, but it's not really easy on a lot of units. The meta might change, some people might test things out, and new ways to play units might be discovered that I do not know yet. So if you know something, let me know, and I will try to update this tab. I didn't really update the best in slot column with the hybrid sets. I updated the combinations, but I did not say which unit you would like to run with the hybrid set over the full set. because I mean it's really highly situational. I don't want to. I might as well remove the best in slot column. I will think about it. Let me know what you think. I might as well remove it because it's really highly situational. Depends a lot on the account situation itself. So I cannot really tell for certain which one is better. Okay. So guys, that was pretty much all I wanted to talk with you about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like the video, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.